I have created this new series that is going to take you alongside with me and show you the behind the scenes of exactly what it's going to take to actually get your first investment property as a beginner, just like me. Now, I will have the help of an expert, aka my father. So, with all that being said, I just want to make it clear that I am not a financial advisor whatsoever. I'm truly just a beginner talking to a beginner that I'm just wanting to share with you the exact ways you can make your money last and not just earn money. I'm about to share with you some valuable information, and I don't think it's been shared on YouTube to this extent that I'm about to do. It's unmatched because I'm not selling you any type of course whatsoever.
Join my university program.
I'm just truly taking you alongside with me as if you're right next to me throughout this journey and explaining to you, the viewer, as how and what does it take to even get involved with getting your first investment property. Alongside, you're going to have questions, and that's perfectly fine. Leave them down in the comments below because my father, he is an expert in this field. I am not, I'm a beginner, but if you have questions, leave them down below. Hopefully I can help someone out there that is either making money currently or is interested in getting into investment properties, but just does not have the education or someone to help them. And I'm hoping to bridge that gap and help you. So with that being said, I don't want to keep you any longer. Let's go ahead and get into the first investment property. So I'm in this property and it's pretty banged up. I'm not going to lie. Look at this. It's pretty bad. This is the first property we arrived at, and based on how it looks from the outside, it looks pretty big, to be honest. And when we walk inside, we come to find out that it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. As you can tell, the home needs a lot of repairs done to it. In some rooms, the ceiling is coming down. And just based off of the amount of work that's needed to even make this home brand new or livable for someone, the purchase price is just way over what we are wanting to pay, which is $220,000. With that being said, we are probably going to move on to the next property in hopes that that one works out more than this one. So we arrived at the second property. Now this home is currently a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a 2-car garage. Now as we take a quick tour around the house, as you can tell, there are some repairs that are needed, but in comparison to the first home, we may not have to do that much rehab. But then again, we would have to take a deeper dive into the property before we can assume anything. Now the purchase price of this home is $149,000. But as you can tell, this home is pretty small already. So if we do proceed to purchasing this home, we would need to convert the garage into an extra bedroom. This will give more square footage and bring the value of the home up. With that being said, if we do that, the home will be a 4-bedroom, 2-bath with a 1-car garage. Now as we step outside to the backyard, as you can see, it's very spacious. Now, our next concern was the pool. Typically, a person that first starts off with real estate investing, they'll probably keep the pool, but my father advised me that we should fill it up because it could be a liability if you're renting out to a family with a younger daughter or son. You don't want any troubles there. If they do decide to swim, it's a possibility that they can drown. So today I am officially closing on a house, the house that you previously seen. I gave you a complete tour of it. So I'm going to be taking you along the way to actually see what it is like to go to the title company and get your first deal. So we just made it to the title company. This is where the buyer and the seller will be signing all the documentation so that we can proceed to getting the home. Oh, I just wanted to document this moment.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
You want
we
to be
just
in
can't
it.
record the closing.
Oh, just can't record the closing?
Yeah,
Okay, I can't record the entire process, but we are about to sign the paperwork to finalize the deal. The purchase price of this property came out to be $149,000. The rehab cost came out to be $41,400. The closing cost came out to be $7,400, leaving an all-in cost of $197,800. Now the house is appraised for $255,000. What we're gonna do is take that $255,000 and minus it from the all-in cost, which leaves us the equity capture of $57,200. I would like to properly introduce the expert himself, my father, Eric Young. He's been doing real estate investing for around 22 years. He also has over 15 single-family homes, along with 2 apartment complexes. So the appraised value comes out to be $255,000. Now we take the appraised value, we minus it from the all-in cost, and get a total of $57,200 as our equity capture. Now, for a beginner, can you explain to us what is a equity capture and why is it so important when dealing with real estate investing?
So equity capture is extremely important because that unrealized capital gain, when you get time and it's seasoned, or you've been in the property for at least a year, or you've held the property for at least a year as an investment property, and the market is good, you can turn around and go do what you call a cash out refi, and you can reclaim that equity capture. Then once you get that equity capture, it gives you the potential to go get another deal and pay little or no money down on your next deal. So equity capture is extremely important. It helps your money grow exponentially to go get another deal.
So as a beginner, the purchase price of $149,000 can be pretty intimidating for a newbie. Is there a certain method or strategy you use to not use your own money? How do you go about it?
So when you get into these deals, first of all, you need to know what your budget is and how much you want to spend. It's good to have a mentor or somebody that can help you out and guide you along the way so you don't make costly mistakes. But the 149 can be a bit intimidating. However, you have to look at the overall picture and how much equity capture you're going to gain on these properties, how much you're going to be renting these things out for. Once you do a detailed analysis of the deal, then that will make you feel comfortable to be able to go ahead and move forward. There is a website that I use to help me out, to give me all this information, that gives you a bird's eye view to let you know if this is worth a deal or not to move forward.
Okay, and then the link in the description will be below for that so that you can check it out. I mentioned the rehab cost of $41,400. Now, as a beginner, are we supposed to come to the property and start knocking down walls and rebuilding everything ourselves? How would you explain that to us?
Okay, so starting off as a beginner, what I highly recommend is that you get different contractors, at least 3 to 4 contractors in separate times. And this is what you do. I come in with my notepad and I come in with my first contractor, and I start breaking it down to say, hey, look, I need this done, I need the lights replaced, I need the fixtures done, I need the bathrooms remodeled, whatever it is. Write that down on paper and then ask them what it's gonna be for the total rehab cost. And I do that with each different contractor, at least 3 or 4. And then when I do that, that should give me an average. When they all bring back their rehab cost to me, I should have an average on how much it's gonna cost. If there's one that's just way, way too high, I won't even deal with them. So that's how I go about doing my rehab costs to make sure I got a legitimate price.
What is one piece of advice you'll give someone that is looking to start real estate investing? Since I am currently in my early 20s, I wanna give you 2 different scenarios. Now, the first person is someone that doesn't have any money to start off, but they are actually interested in pursuing real estate investing. Now, the second person is someone that has money, has a little capital on the side, and just wants some type of passive income, but has no type of guidance as well. So let's start off with the first person, which is they don't have any money to start off, but they are interested in starting real estate investment. How can they even begin?
Okay, so a couple of ways you can begin, or how a beginner should begin in that situation is, one, first of all, you need to get educated. Be sure you get educated in knowing what you're doing. Again, get with a mentor, an investment group, or somebody. Now, if you have no money to get started, which I was in that same situation, there's a couple things you can do. One, you can sell some items that you no longer use and in addition to that, save money along with it to build up a cash reserve. Second option you can do, which is what I've done, is I've partnered with people that have money. Believe it or not, there's people out there that have money, for example, have their IRAs, and they want to be passive in a real estate investment deal where you're being active and actually finding a deal and getting with the contractors. So a lot of people you could just partner with. That's how I got started in the real estate game.
Okay. For person number two, someone that has a little bit of capital and wants to start investing, but they don't have the knowledge, how would you tell someone, or how could someone gain the knowledge in order to use their money properly?
Ooh, hold on, that's a good question. For somebody that has the capital but doesn't have the guidance, you need to find a good mentor. I do mentorship, so you can reach out to me. Also, if you have a little bit of capital, I would also say make sure your credit is decent and good, and I'm saying at least maybe 680 credit score. Every lender is different, but when you have good credit score, you can actually leverage a lot better with better terms. So your capital is well needed and it could be put to use.
Okay. So you mentioned credit score. Now, you said it varies from different type of lenders, but what would you recommend, or how could you suggest to the beginners, how can they fix their credit, or, if their credit is not that great, what would you recommend them?
So good question. So that's one of the biggest hurdles that people misunderstand. Your credit is the greatest leverage to get to wealth. All right. So when you have great credit or good credit, that can excel you to get to financial freedom and beyond that by wealth. So here's what I would do. And I was in this position. As a very beginner, I didn't have great credit. So what I did was I got my credit fixed. I did the things that I could do myself. And then after that, if it wasn't high enough, I would always get with a third-party credit restoration company. There's plenty of them out there. I have one in the link below, but you can get with a third-party credit repair company. They can assist you and help you at least bring your credit score up to a reasonable amount. Like I said, at least a 680, even 700s is good. The higher, the better. But once you get your credit score up, this can really get you to that next level to get financial freedom and beyond wealth.